Oh, hi! It's Theyre. Yeah, we're back talking about this again. Not talking about the shutdown of Rooster Teeth over the next coming weeks, months, years. Probably not years. We don't have that long. Maybe, well, yeah, maybe. We'll see. But so 2 days ago, as of grabbing my watch, it's just charging, don't worry about it. Oh, it's still charging, okay. As the 6th, or just about, the 6th, or just about, of March? Yes. Of March 2024. Rooster sent out an email talking about the shutdown and sharing with us that memo I talked about in the last video. Yes, all those people saying Rooster Teeth is shut down. Well, when it was on the news from the last video, that was incorrect. Rooster Teeth is not shut down yet, but they are shutting. But they haven't. They are getting shut down by. But they are getting shut down by their parent company, Warner Brothers, Disney. Discovery. Warner Brothers Discovery. Because of. Let me read this verbatim, because it's really stupid. And projecting on Warner Brothers' part. Yeah. Rooster is shutting down due to challenges facing digital media resulting from fundamental shifts in consumer behavior and monetization across platforms, advertising, and patronage. That is the official reasoning by the guy who wrote the memo, Jordan, of Warner Brothers, I believe. That is the reasoning at least he was given. That's not bad reasoning, because in other news, Mini Wargaming actually came out with a video unrelated to this a few hours ago, saying that it's a struggle right now for them to do what they want to do and still, make money. Mini Wargaming is the tabletop miniature media studio. Well, the tabletop wargaming, and also RPGs in a way, every now and then. Media studio, much like Rooster Teeth is for web series. And they're not shutting down by any means, they're just going through a hard time right now. But they did state similar things to the challenges that Jordan said in this letter, which I'll in the description, like I've updated the last video's link to last video's description to be. Same thing with this video. I'm going to have to update it afterwards because you can't really do much with, because for some reason if you upload via the YouTube Studio app on Android, you don't get to you don't get your default description. That's only for the website for some reason. That's weird. So I'll add that later, and add the bot's take on this video later too. But now, this shouldn't be happening like this. If Warner Brothers is going down because of challenges due to all this, why rip apart all the companies that you own? Why not sell them wholesale to people who will take care of them and pay you a lot of money for them? My grandma thought about this too, as I told her about this, because Rooster has been that impactful in our lives. And she was like, maybe it's done for tax purposes. Like, this isn't the best option, it's the cheapest option, because Warner Brothers has a ton of debt right now. So maybe it's easier on Warner Brothers to just port everyone out instead of, geez, what's going on with DC? Imagine Batman and Superman being ported out to different companies. That's probably what they're going to do too. Because why would you not do that to DC if you did that to Rooster Teeth? Because also reading this memo, at least this Jordan who's writing it is very much aware of Rooster Teeth. He actually understands who they are, their situation, and everything, except for the fact that Rooster Teeth makes. Hold on. Sorry, I lost my stylus for my Surface here. Yeah, Rooster Teeth revenue. 75 million. So yes, they have gone down. Oh, that was last year too. Okay. So they've gone down roughly at 10 million from the year before. So they're trending downwards. So it is a hard time right now. I personally don't know because I'm actually making a ton of money right now. I guess I'm making like 3 times what I been making the last couple of months. That means I'm making $10 a month, by the way. Because of all you watching, because of YouTube finding my channel apparently, and all you guys finding my channel and watching it. Like, I was expecting the last video to do I expected the video to do well, but I kind of wasn't expecting it to do like 200 videos in 2 days. That's crazy. Thank you for watching it. But no, like, 75 million, that's annual revenue. And that's their peak revenue, and that was their peak revenue in 2022. All right, and let's look at Rooster Teeth's revenue. Not revenue, by the way, so I don't think that's profit. $75 million in 2023. Okay, that's funny numbers. Regardless, they're not doing poorly is my main argument. If they were doing poorly, if they had dead of themselves and they need to be parted out, that's one thing. They're not, though. And if you watch the live stream today on roosterteeth.com, and their app, by the way, which you can download on Sony TVs. So I'm pointing to it. You're not seeing me point to it. Like, that's more like seeing me point to it, but anyway. But like on Sony TVs, you can download, at least the Sony TVs, also known as Google TVs, you can download Rooster Teeth app onto them, which is nice. And I was watching that too, and I will be watching it more. I'll probably watch the last River vs. Blue season. I'll watch it on that. I'll watch it on my Sony TV and enjoy that. And as well as some of the stuff coming, and some of the Ruby stuff that they still got going on. Which, yeah, don't worry about Ruby. Ruby is absolutely fine. Or at least, we think so right now. They can't give us concrete details. And by they, I mean Carrie, the chief writer of Ruby, has written and has come up through the ranks of Rooster Teeth. And has been head writer for almost 5 years now. I think something like that. He's been head writer for a long time, and before that, he was just. I think he came up through the ranks as well. He was one of the background people that you don't hear about, and then went into the popular groups of Rivers Blue, and everything. Like he came from. Like he definitely came up through the ranks, and Carrie went on. He didn't know if he could go on, and I'll link that clip too from one of the anime music video channels I watch, and I'll link that clip to Carrie talking about the future of Ruby as we know it right now. And he said through tears, or almost through tears, like I'm right now. Oh, you can't tell because autism. But through tears, he essentially stated Ruby is fine. We're in talks with partners such as Crunchyroll, who's owned by Sony. Want proof of that? I mean, not all these are owned by Sony, but why would Crunchyroll be on my Sony remote if it wasn't owned by Sony? I mean, to be fair, Netflix makes sense. Bravo Core is owned by Sony. Prime Video makes sense. Disney Plus makes sense. YouTube makes sense. But Crunchyroll doesn't make sense. That's a bit too niche to be on a remote if it wasn't owned by Sony. And it is owned by Sony. You can look that up. I'm not going to. I'm pretty sure it's owned by Sony. So yeah. And if you look back on the Rooster Teeth YouTube channel, you'll see that they were doing that Ruby, the VTuber Ruby, who's voiced by the voice actress of Ruby, Ruby Rose, was doing which those are fun, and I haven't really got into them, but those are fun for all I've seen. The VTuber nonsense, which I'm pretty sure that will continue at least for a little while, if it didn't already stop already. But no, no, Crunchyroll seems like a good fit for Ruby to stay if the Rooster Teeth app just vanishes into dust. I think Ruby is going to essentially become an exclusive show to Crunchyroll and be on Blu-ray and DVD sales. Maybe return to YouTube. We'll see. But no, so yeah, Ruby's fine. Carrie said we're talking to partners. Partners, again, mean Crunchyroll, DC. What's going to happen to DC? We don't know. DC's one of the big assets of Warner Brothers. So much so that actually TLDR, British news network I watch, actually lists them on the asset of the brands that Warner Brothers has, but not Rooster Teeth for some reason. And by the way, 75 million in revenue puts the Rooster Teeth app as one of the top 10 streamers out there. And again, they want to part it out and then expand it. They want to part it out and not sell it wholesale and not sell it not sell it as one big thing, which is just ridiculous. Like, that doesn't make sense unless they really need the tax incentives of pouring it out and then not making the sheer amount of money, not making at least 100 million, if not more. Like, if I was a billionaire, like my character is in their story, if I was a billionaire today and had just and could afford it, at least could afford a loan, I would 1% pay 300 million to Warner Brothers to buy Rooster Teeth. 100%. There is no doubt. That's one of the things I'll never regret ever. Even if I never make that money back, by me, I'd also be Green&Blue, let's be honest. If we never make that money back, I would just be happy. I would just be happy with that, because that's a purchase that's well worth it to me. Or in another reality where I won one of the 3 or so Florida lotteries that paid out $1 billion if you got over time, which I wouldn't have done that because it was obvious that someone was going to buy out Rooster Teeth. The question was, how was this going to go down? Not you could have predicted this, because literally, how stupid are you to predict this? Or smart, how this doesn't make sense unless it was solely for tax purposes. Rooster Teeth makes so much money by itself, at least in revenue. Don't know about profit, but they are worth at least 75,000, maybe 100,000, 100 million. I mean, and why wouldn't you sell it as one big thing? It just makes no sense. They didn't explain it in the memo, by the way. So it probably means that they're doing this for reasons that are either really stupid or really corporate. Like getting some money off their debt by trust busting the brands that they own. Which that goes down to, what do I hope happens to the individual brands, individual IPs under Rooster Teeth? Well, for one, Ruby's going to Sony. Or Ruby's going to Crunchyroll / Sony. They'll solve a lot of Crunchyroll's problems. They've been wanting to make their own anime of themselves, and if they could just get Ruby, that would solve their problem. Sony's always looking for new IP. We could get more Sony. We could get actual Sony AAA, quadruple A Ruby video games, which would be fantastic. Maybe an MMO Ruby, which we've all been wanting for a long time. That would be fantastic. And yeah, no, like, Ruby's a good fit for Sony. Then 1% Microsoft needs to get rid of this Blue. Yes. Microsoft, with their hands-off approach, have not taken care of IPs too well. Because if an IP is self-destructive, it's going to self-destruct. Or hands-off, that's what hands-off means. They're not going to take care of an IP, and they're going to keep it alive. Don't get me wrong, but the IP may do some really weird stuff because the studio who owns the IP under Microsoft owning them, just does random stuff, kind of like what 343 did. So I 1% want Rare vs. Blue to go to Microsoft because at least 343 cares. Microsoft wants it for maybe making advertisements every now and then, and maybe having DLC in Halo, maybe making a spin-off Halo game in the Rare vs. Blue universe, like a freelancer video game. Like, there's a lot of things that Rare vs. Blue still can do. Maybe even more series set in the universe. Like, yeah, I mean, even if they just use it for ads. I don't see why Microsoft not getting. I don't see why Microsoft getting Rare vs. Blue would be a bad thing. Sorry about that, Grandma. I need to talk to me. So yeah, no, 1%, Microsoft should get Rare vs. Blue, at least for just sliding them into Halo. I think that would be great. Yes, it could go horribly wrong, or they could not really use them as much as someone else, but like, who else could afford it? I don't know how much Rare vs. Blue as an entity is worth, but they're worth at least a couple 100,000, if not $1 million or $2 million. So yeah, I'm not sure if anyone would be a better custodian of Rare vs. Blue than Microsoft. And of course, I mean, the last Rare vs. Blue season will be the last Rare vs. Blue season. Maybe for the main series. There might be a single series. But, they know, like, my Microsoft will be a custodian. What about the rest, though? Well, apparently, the podcasts are good. They'll be kept together. And if you don't know, if you never looked at roosterteeth.com or their app, you don't know that, podcasts are the main thing they do. That's where a lot of that $75 million comes from on a daily basis. And, yeah, no, like, they are, they'll be fine. They'll be together. They'll be fine. They'll be sold to somebody. To who, I don't know. I wouldn't want them to be kept by Warner Brothers. Doesn't sound like they are. But I really don't know who they would go to. I really don't know where they would go to. And I don't know where Camp would go to. Which is not good. I mean, yes, I don't know those series. I don't know those very well. I mean, to be fair, podcasts. The Rooster Teeth Podcast Network could just go on YouTube and just be its own thing. But then again, they'll have to pay for themselves to become an employee-owned company. And I'm not quite sure they can do that. Camp, on the other hand, I don't know. I don't know enough about Camp. I don't know its partnerships. Maybe it'll go to Sony, because Sony could always use more kid stuff. So yeah, and that's pretty much it. Oh, this video has been going on for a lot longer than the last one. Apologize for the last one being so short, but yeah, I didn't know how long it would take to upload or anything like that, because it's my first time uploading from the phone. Really, most people, because uploading from the phone is very brand new. Unless you upload straight from the website from the phone. And even then, I don't know if you can do it or not. But anyway. But now this whole situation has got me really upset. A mixture of emotion between. It's really, like. I feel the same way about Rooster Teeth shutting down, being parted out, as I did with my mom dying. Now, there's a possibility that someone can come along and do what I was going to do and just buy the whole thing. But, yeah, that may not be possible anymore. Because it's already been parted out. It may not be worth it to anyone who isn't their number one fan. As people have commented on this channel, and just people have said in general about me being Rooster Teeth's number one fan. Like, if it wasn't going to be me, then who would buy the whole thing at an inflated price just to get the whole thing? But we'll see what happens in the upcoming weeks and months. We'll do more videos that Rooster Teeth probably playing Rimaclips on the Switch and on PC, with my new TV, with my new laptop or desktop. Yes, so I did buy me a new laptop from Dell. It has been built. I have not bought it yet because they have not gotten my money, because they're not shipping it yet. Even though the money's in the bank, like it's waiting to be gone. But no. Dell doesn't want your money. Like, really don't. Like, just because, in that review, if I do get a Dell laptop in the end, if not, I'll probably just get a Theyre Power PC and deal with the desktop, or buy a PC from Best Buy. Another laptop from Best Buy. But the thing is about buying a laptop from Best Buy is they all have the generic YouTuber. They have all the generic, not generic, far from being generic. The Alienware is generic, but no, the laptops that Best Buy has are really fancy. 2 screens, solid metal case, like all these things I don't need because it's just gonna sit over here. I might open it like this and do that. I might have it on my lap. I might have it under those. I might have it back there. Like, I don't need a really fancy laptop because I'm not gonna use all the things that makes it a fancy laptop. I just want a really powerful laptop. Well, not as powerful as a desktop. It's roughly half as powerful. It's still kind of worth it, so I don't have to lug around a big PC when it fails or whatever. Like I have been doing with Boss Everything, and it fails. Now, Nail is expendable. Not the PC prices right now being half of what they were a year ago. It doesn't matter really. So yeah, we'll see if I get the Alien, or if not, just go down to Best Buy, pick up a thing from the back room. They didn't have any on display, unfortunately. So I'm going to look at the display, find one that I'm okay with, and then just go from there. So yeah, anything else? Oh yeah, I might get restless and record some Switch footage, especially with the new Peach game coming out. With the laptop, I really don't like moving it between me me in my grandma's room because I have to bring the power brick with me because it only has roughly an hour's worth of battery nowadays, or 2 hours. Kind of like it always has. Like either has half of what it always has, or has roughly what it always has. I'm not quite sure. I haven't really paid attention yet to really test it, but anyway. Pretty good because for a few years it was completely unplugged all the time, so completely drained, and another few years it was completely plugged in all the time. And having Crit Mystery just drain the battery all the time. Not bad, not bad. But anyway. Of course, this thing has been working like a peach. It doesn't. I can't record off it, which is unfortunate. Otherwise, I would. But no, like it's like I've had issues, nonstop issues with it since I got it a few years ago. My Ciphra 6 Pro, but no, like it works just fine now. It took a really long time for it to get good with Windows 11, but now it's good. Oh yeah. So anyway, we're above 30 minutes? No, it's not above 30 minutes. Okay, jeez. So yeah, I'm after seeing what Carrie had to say about the future of Ruby, and really thinking about it, I think the IPs of Rooster Teeth are safe. Which, by the way, if you don't have any of the DVDs yet, or Blu-rays, now's the time to get them before they go into license hell. So yeah, and you can find them anywhere. Like Amazon has them all. At least Amazon in the US has them all. I saw Best Buy having them and Walmart having them. Even having different editions of how many Ruby seasons there are and stuff like that. So don't worry, you can still get the Blu-rays and DVDs, which I'd suggest getting the combos just for future proofing, which you can't get them in the future. Also, I suggest getting the X Rare versus Blue box because it comes with literally everything, except for the newer seasons, like after once it really started running out of ideas, it was before that. Like the end of the freelancer stuff, and then that's where it cuts off. But it also has the Griffball shows and everything. So I was just getting that, if you can. But yeah. It all depends on how much shelf space you have, or what the deals look like where you are, whether or not you should get them individually or in a big set. You should be able to get everything in a big set. The only ones I couldn't find are, of course, the brand new season of Rare vs. Blue and Genlock Season 2. Those are the only ones I couldn't find that interested me, so you have to look on your own, but just be aware those are the two ones that you can't find. At least right now. So yeah, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. And like I said last time, the only way I can understand that they're being shut down right now is because a long time ago they literally sold out. They literally saw Brandon Burns and the rest. So mostly Brandon Burns. So Rooster Teeth to someone to someone. I'm not quite sure in the history of that, but they sold it to a larger company. The larger company is now having major issues, and Rooster Teeth, the one that no one talks about in the news, is now getting the short end of the stick. That's the only reason. If Rooster Teeth was independent to this day, yes, Ruby wouldn't be some industry-leading graphics. Would it even be a world love series? Would Ice Queen still exist? Or will Ice Queen exist? I don't know. I would hope so. But if they didn't sell it, they would have less money. But they would still be able to operate today. They might even have most of the cast still there. Most of the Reds and Blues might still be there. Most of the cast of Ruby would still be there. The original seasons. if they didn't sell, because they wouldn't have to abide by Twitter. They might still abide by Twitter, but like, because I don't know the Warner Brothers decision or not to force them to abide by Twitter or not, or that was just their choice. But no, like it would have been better. They wouldn't have been shut down right now. Pretty much. They just wouldn't have been shut down. And I'm pretty sure this is a decision solely on solely on Warner Brothers' head, because they're having issues on their own. They're having issues at the top, which means annihilating the bottom. So yeah, I guess it's a moment of silence for Rooster Teeth as a singular studio. And let's hope that the cast of RWBY gets to retain with the IP in another studio in Sony Land or whatever. Carrie gets to still write for Carrie gets to still write for everyone. Gus has his own YouTube channel. Stuff like that. Let's try seeing Gus again. He's always my favorite of the original crew, and it's good that he's still around. Hopefully he makes his own YouTube channel one day. If he doesn't already, I don't know. And I could follow that. But anyway. Alright. That'll be the first video. Thanks for watching. If you're watching this video, move out to me. Well, also, to me, check the rest of the stuff in the description, such as the Facebook channel, which of course, Facebook is channel is watching this video that gets content reproduce and by sharing friends on Insta. Alright, that is this video. Thanks for watching, and I guess see you in a second.